All right, so this is something that they don't talk about a lot. This right here, Seminole Indians, prisoners of war. One of these documents have the word Negro in it a bunch of times. So you can't be fooled by whether or not you know Cherokees, Seminoles were they Negroes. You can't be fooled by that or not, because they were in fact. Even if you say the Black Maroons who ran away, right, and who went to the Seminole Nation seeking help, the people who they went to were Negroes. You don't, because like even throughout history, right, Black people don't run to other people unless we know them. That's what they don't tell you. That's what they don't tell you. Like we don't just run to people who we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't do that now. You know. So this document right here is very important. It's very important to have. I'm gonna save it on my laptop after this, and um, like this is something that could be reintroduced to Congress and talked about. This is something that could be reintroduced and talked about as prisoners of war, because clearly we're still prisoners of war to this day. We're still prisoners of war. We can't freely move about in this country, without, being targeted by vigilante groups or by police enforcement. We can't move about freely. We can't enjoy the land. You know how Africa is, right? How the kids can walk around at whatever age and just go wherever they want. You know what I mean? Like it's grown adults who can't go and just leave their home and walk down the street because they're afraid of being policed or over policed. Like literally, they can't walk to the next county and rest at a house that they own, or they can't walk from a house to another neighbor's house because the neighbor is skeptical about them or something like that. Like they're willing to call the police on them. That whole thing about over policing. So um, see, here go the word Negro right here. He go to In the interview. It was my purpose to hold out every proper encouragement to induce the Indians to rely on kinder treatment from the whites in the events of their coming in, and bringing with them the Negroes and property captured during the war, expressing our desire to put an end to hostilities. So you got the word Negro being mentioned in a document with Seminole. You see what I'm saying? The word Negro pops up many different times. You see? So when we're talking about who the Seminoles are, right? Who the Seminoles are, right? In pedigree, they're Negroes. In pedigree, they're Negroes. You know, when you think about Seminoles, you're just thinking about a part of the country that's called Seminole. That's all you're looking at. It's just a part of the country called Seminole. And when you look at the people who live in Florida, right, near the Tampa area, and you say, how do these people live? They hunt raccoon and they live near bushy. They live near bushy areas. Okay, so that means they know how to live near creeks. They know how to live near creeks, you know? So so yeah, don't get confused as to who you think are the Seminole or the Cherokee or the Chickasaw. Um, don't be confused, you know. They were Negroes, and unfortunately, they had mixed so much. Some of the people you couldn't tell who they were, right? You couldn't tell like what their race was. You couldn't tell because they were mixing so much, you know. I heard a guy say that the southeastern part of the United States was basically Germany, and I can see how that could be because that's where all the dark complected people are in Germany. Um, a large part of dark complected people. So that's that. We can go ahead and close out. You know, great peace, Yakoki.